everyone, Nubkeks here, welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. In today's video, cool game for you, we're going to be playing Brightwing, who is a support that I realized when I was going into this game, I don't think I've played yet this season. So finally got a Brightwing game. I'm going to talk about why I haven't been playing much Brightwing and what she does well and what her weaknesses are, like when you actually want to play her, that sort of thing. But yeah, I got a bunch of like cool players in this game. We've got Meowx on the enemy team, my nemesis. But we ended up playing a bunch of the same games, which is very late at night when I was recording this one. Ended up playing a bunch of games with the same pro players and stuff like that over and over. It was quite fun. I think he beat me in the previous 2 games, and the game right before this one, which I had played as... It was a disaster. So the pro players decided they didn't want to play support, so we had a no support game and we got owned. It was kind of funny. But we've actually got 2 pro players on the team this time around. We've got Blade from Team Expert, and we've got Arakeen from Team B Genius. So it was quite fun. I actually hadn't played with Arakeen before this game, and I couldn't for the life of me remember what role he plays, which is kind of funny. So I didn't know what I was going to be playing until the very end of this draft. But that's okay. We see Ragnaros is banned out by our team and Murky banned out by the enemy team. Makes sense. We're having Thrall as a first pick. It's not particularly exciting to me. But we'll see what they go for. Team Blade from Team Expert, he's like the melee assassin type player for Expert. We're having an ETC first pick, which is I definitely prefer that overall to the Thrall pick. Thrall's okay, but you know he doesn't shine at the moment. He's solid. He's good, but he's not amazing. He's not first pick potential. Let's put it that way. The enemy team does grab Varian, so setting them up nicely. Obviously, be taunt Varian, tank Varian, setting them up nicely for some very aggressive plays. Potentially some big pick comp or something like that. We'll see exactly what they put together. And yeah, we are relegated to last pick, but that's all right. That's okay. You know, we have a lot of freedom with the ETC being first picked here. Arakeen might be the tank player for B Genius. I don't actually know. But Lunara is picked up for the enemy team. Definitely not the best first pick. Definitely not first pick material either. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Lunara. I love me some Lunara. She's one of my favorite heroes, and hero I should actually really play more often. In fact, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Resolution as of this video. That's what I'm going to do. You can probably tell as well. I'm getting a lot better. Been struggling with this sickness for the last week or so, but have drastically improved, so you can probably tell my voice sounds more normal. We got a couple of cool picks coming out for us here. We've got Falstad picked up. Global presence on this map is such a huge deal. It's really, really impactful. And then we grab Valera, and you can see Blade is a master Valera. So that's definitely a statement pick coming into this. Looking for those assassinations, catch people out of bounds and really punish them. And you can start to see, I think now, probably where the Brightwing pick is going to be coming from. So Brightwing, she does slow, sustained AoE healing. Okay, so that already, you can even see from the picks that we have so far, you can probably see where this is coming from. Slow, sustained AoE healing. Well, hey, that's pretty good against Lunara's damage, which is, you know, fairly slow AoE damage. We can deal with that with Brightwing. She's not bad at dealing with that, so that's quite useful. And then if you look at what we have in terms of our team comp, we're going to have Falstad and we're going to have Valera. And heck, even ETC if he goes for Stage Dive. I don't remember what he grabs in this game. But Brightwing is certainly at the higher levels of play. She's very much played as the ganking support, right? Which is that, you know, she can be on one lane on one side of the map, then suddenly she can just teleport in on top of a gank. So, for example, Valera decides that she's going to, you know, flank in from behind an enemy hero and try to gank them. Let's say it's a 1v1 lane, right? She's going to flank in behind them, come in for a gank. I teleport in on Valera just as she's about to spring her trap. Valera comes in, boom, cheap shot, locks him down for 1.25 seconds. I appear, lock him down with polymorph after that. They're slowed down, they can't escape. You can give a speed boost. Brightwing, we do a little bit of damage as Brightwing, and yeah, basically she becomes this very, very powerful ganking hero. And I thought that was a really good insight that some of the pro players were giving. into how she's played as effectively this ganking support. So Arakeen, he does lock in the Dahaka, so we've got actually potential of 4 globals. So it should be pretty interesting. The Illidan pick also helps us out as well. Brightwing is pretty good against Illidan. The enemy team does grab Rhaegar. I think that was, for me, kind of the sort of the interesting choice coming into the end of this draft was, should I grab Rhaegar or should I go for Brightwing? So if you look at the enemy team as well, this is worth mentioning too, right? The choice between Rhaegar and Brightwing for me was, do I take away the hero that synergizes really well with the enemy team, that is Rhaegar, or do I let them have it and then pick something that synergizes really well with us, which is the Brightwing? It's a really interesting choice, and also amusing that we've got a couple of Diamond 1 players in with these pro players. Kind of funny, I think. Watch out, so we got Falstad on our team and Vala on the enemy team. I don't know if you guys will notice if they're weaker or not. I don't know if they're weaker or not. Like, are they, just, standard Diamond 1 players? You just got lucky / unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, because it was late at night. Or, are they actually really good players that just haven't ground out their ranks yet? I don't know. You guys tell me from watching the video. It's an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, so the enemy team, they've got Vala, they've got Lunara, and they've got Illidan, plus Rhaegar, plus Varian. So in fact, nearly all of their heroes scale really well with Bloodlust. I think he does take Bloodlust in this one. But they all scale really, really well with Bloodlust. Pretty scary thing to face into. Bloodlusted Illidan with Vala. Lunara Bloodlusted obviously doesn't scale as hard as the other two, but she still scales pretty well, and Varian doesn't scale too badly either, and Rhaegar himself benefits quite a bit. So Rhaegar, and also as an aggressive support with a fairly aggressive team, will synergize incredibly well with their team. So there was definitely the option that we took Rhaegar and let them, they would have probably taken Malf at that stage. Let them take that and work with that. So that was worth considering. You can see us checking I haven't played her in so long. I was checking the cooldown on her teleport to see if the teleport cooldown, the cooldown reduction on teleport was worth it at level 1. That talent is Hyper Shift. So every time we heal an allied hero with our trait, our Soothing Mists, if you don't know Brightwing, it heals automatically. You can see that our trait automatically whenever someone's taking damage near us. Every time we heal someone, it will knock 2 seconds off the cooldown of our teleport. Yeah, or just pick Brightwing and go all in on we're going to, out-rotate and gank you. We've got all these globals. Well, hey, you come and try to take a Warhead, Falstad flies in behind you, or Valeera is there, then suddenly, boom, Brightwing's there on top of you, you get picked out, or I come up to a Warhead, then we teleport down, and yeah, basically we got a lot of globals to play with, and Brightwing kind of fits into that and the sort of the pick potential that we have, and also, of course, the squishiness of the enemy team. They've got a lot of very vulnerable heroes to Valeera. People are pinging like crazy. Not sure what they were pinging like crazy about. Maybe Falstad had overextended. It's possible. I don't know. I wasn't actually looking at that time. We're going to stay down here. The rotations... Yeah, Falstad was out of position. We come in and try to help him out. Unfortunately, missed my Q. Cast it too early and Illidan was able to juke out. Not able to grab him with that. And then that one misses as well. And so we teleported up to help Falstad ensure that he could escape from that situation. So with Brightwing, I really want to dive into this in this game. She's such an interesting hero. She really is very different from every other support because of that global presence and what that does, how that affects your playstyle and what you're trying to do. But you're going to see me multiple times in this game, really actually not even paying attention to what's going on in my lane, but just kind of spacing out and looking at other lanes. Right there, I was considering going forwards to land my Q, my Arcane Flare, to try to interrupt that channel, so preventing them from getting a nuke. Couldn't actually land it. There were too many heroes. They bullied us off, so the enemy team does get that nuke and takes it away. Level 4, to make that work better in the future, I did grab Arcane Barrage, which I would only take on this map, maybe Cursed Hollow, Towers of Doom, basically any maps with channeled objectives, which is it increases the range of Arcane Flare by 50%. To be honest, all of Brightwing's level 4 talents are a little bit weak. Peekaboo is probably my favorite overall, but Arcane Barrage, yeah, just 50% extra range on your Q. It's just really useful for interrupting channels, so we could potentially delay a nuke for quite a long time here. Obviously the enemy team is Illidan, so they can, and Varian, they could dive us really hard, so that's something to watch out for. But in theory, we could we'll also be able to wave clear quite safely, as you can see. It's quite a long range once you get that ability. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so right now, for example, we have our teleport available. You can see, all right, I'm hanging out. Look at that. I'm just looking around the map, chilling with the Falstad. We're just going to like help him push that lane in a bit more aggressively, get a bit of structural damage. And right now, okay, Falstad's doing fine. I'm going to run bottom and help out, or not bottom, I'm going to run to the mid lane. We're very slow at moving. We're just literally walking. Unfortunately, Falstad lost most of his life, so that makes it kind of awkward. Now let's walk down to the mid lane, help put some pressure on there. I got Lunara very low. I should have aimed that at the gate. Bit of a mistake. You can see it's actually saying oops. Not actually, honestly, it's just I don't think I've even ever used this talent before. I didn't quite know the range of what the Arcane Barrage would be. Should have checked, to be honest with you, by like clicking the ability and seeing how far it goes. You know, we're using quick cast, we can't. But yeah, I was like, damn it, I could definitely have killed Lunara there. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure. I think I could have made a much better attempt at killing Lunara if I'd aimed that Q a little bit better. So just kind of like laughing at my friends, saying like, hey, yeah, damn it, let's just I could have got you. Gonna grab cleanse here at level 7, of course. You know, going up against Varian, you need a cleanse basically. Save people from that taunt combo. Looking towards this top lane, gonna try run up. Okay, Lunara's still pushing in middle. Gonna help clear that out. Obviously keeping an eye on top. They're pinging for help, so at this stage I'm gonna come in. I think it's actually a bit overkill. I don't think I actually need to teleport up, but look, when teammates ping for help, I'm gonna come up and help them. It's not a big deal. We're gonna lose some damage in mid lane. We're gonna miss out most of a wave of experience, which kind of sucks. But just gonna trust my teammates that they know what they're doing when they ping for help. So there you go. That's what I'm trying to do. But you can see, you know, I think that's one of the real interesting things about Brightwing on this map is, you know, deciding when you need to walk somewhere as opposed to when you need to teleport somewhere, working around that teleport cooldown. Also, you can consider that with this level 1 talent, with the phase hyper shift, excuse me, where when we heal, we do reduce the cooldown of that. You know, if we teleport to heal someone, it means that we could, you know, come back fairly quick. So, for example, right here, looking at Valeera, do I need to come and help Valeera? I'm going to come and help my teammates first. Here we go. We actually catch Rhaegar out of position. So you can see that we know we've won top. So I'm not even looking at Rhaegar as we kill him. Rhaegar's dead. I don't need to be there. I'm going to teleport down and start healing Blade up here. Give him a bit of backup. It's even going to, I was going to try interrupt the left-hand side nuke, but wasn't able to get there on time. Could have actually moved out a bit earlier, to be honest with you. That's okay. Move in here. Give a bit of a speed boost to Blade. And we're able to just push these guys off. Not a huge deal. Got fairly decent wave clears, Brightwing. So that's always useful. Again, just looking around the map, trying to keep track of that. Doing a bit of poking here and there. Polymorph the Varian because he's a bit out of position. Let Valeera get in on top. Falstad chasing for the kill. Don't think he's going to get it. Oh, a Varian actually gets a big chunk of heal. That must be his level 7. Kind of a bit panicked right now. Everything's kind of gone to shit. So, you know, Polymorph. Someone didn't really matter, is going to die either way. But yeah, we overextend a little bit and die. The one thing that could have saved me right there actually probably was picking Blink Heal. That was something that happened a couple of times in this game, was I was slow taking talents. I think that was a case. Wasn't really paying attention there. I think I had the chance to take Blink Heal and escape. I'm not sure if that popped before I died, we could have made it out. Would have been interesting. Anyway, Blade avenges us, kills Lunara, so that's fantastic. Well played to him. And we're going to come and help him out. Grabbing Blink Heal here at level 10. By far my favourite heroic. Fortunately, we don't have cleanse available right now because we'd use it kind of futilely to try to save the Falstad who went a bit too far. Would have been pretty useful right there. Cleanse off the hunt. And interesting that Illidan has gone for the hunt as well. So he's going to have a global himself. But yeah, so as Brightwing, going to be looking at, you know, rotating around the map. We can soak waves if needs be. We can help out our team. We got spot healing now with Blink Heal. We can, like, if someone gets low, like Valeera getting low, we can help her out quite a bit more. Here we go. We're coming in very aggressively on the Rhaegar. Gonna hit him. There we go. Landing the Q properly this time. Aim it properly. We get the full hit off. Not a good cleanse on Valeera right there either. Just trying to get her out of there as quickly as possible. Get her a little bit of a heal as she runs away. Beautiful mosh pit comes in from our teammates. And a decent Q. There's a smoke bomb. Actually baited the Illidan in a little bit. And now Varian's in some trouble. Getting another spot heal on Valeera. But yeah, definitely. Actually, you know what? There are very few good cleanses for me in this game, I have to say. I could definitely have improved on the cleansing. That's for sure. Definitely the pathing not working out in our favor right there. And we don't get the kill. Gonna Blink Heal down. Give a bit of spot healing to the Falstad. I'm gonna back off at this point. We've got our teleport up and available. We're out of mana. So we're going to back off and then be able to teleport back in again, keeping an eye on this. Perhaps they could find someone out of position and kill them. Not quite. Okay, but so far so good. You know, definitely some bad cleanses and stuff like that. Definitely room for improvement. But so far, we've been doing okay in terms of the rotating around. Using the global presence to our advantage, if not necessarily the mechanics of our abilities. He's in a little bit of trouble. Cleanse him out of there. That one was actually fairly decent. Could have been a little bit earlier, but we'll make do. That's a good gust this time, actually. Knocks the Illidan away, which is a pretty huge deal. Try to keep Falstad alive, but there's no saving him from that. The enemy team's engaged with Bloodlust. It's just too strong. Going to polymorph Illidan, try and knock him away. We're able to actually take a few hits here for our team. It's not a huge deal. We take a bunch of damage from Lunara, but we've got more than enough health to sustain through that. We prioritize getting ETC out of there, and he does escape. In the meantime, Arakeen is in the top lane. He's clearing that out. He's going to get a nuke for himself. We're ready with the teleport to join the Valera if needs be. Here we go. Vala channeling the nuke. Not a good idea. Not a good idea, Vala. We're going to polymorph her as well. Lock her down. We gave a speed boost even to Blade. I'm going to move a bit down here. Then I'm going to blink heal out to the Falstad. Actually get chased the whole way by Varian. That's just rude. That's just rude. Let me take him out. Now, I should be grabbing Ice Block right here. Popped up available during that fight. I didn't do so. Unfortunately, cleanse like half a second off cooldown. We're not able to get that off. Blink heal also likewise a couple of seconds off cooldown. We do blink heal out of there, but it's just a little bit too late. The cooldown's not working in our favor. We did have one cooldown available to us that we didn't take though, and that was Ice Block. So definitely a mistake on my part there. It just shows, you know, and as well, getting comfortable. This is something I do in most of my videos, but I don't think I've ever talked about very much, right? But selecting your talents using a control short key, I suppose, hotkey, hotkey with control. Basically, control 1, 2, 3, or 4. Sometimes control 5. There's still any heroes that have 5 talents. ETC, I'm pretty sure, does on level 20. Anyway, the control plus the talents will pick the talents on a given tier in the order that they appear. So I think in that case, control 4 to pick up Ice Block would have been something that I should be doing. Obviously, now this is something that you get more used to as you play more of a hero. In that case, we could have cleansed out the taunt there, but it wasn't too important. ETC was super high on life. You can see we're tanking up quite a bit of damage. Missed the Q. We're actually tanking up this Mercamp, which is not good. Hop into the Ice Block. Actually cancelled early and blink heal out of there just to make sure Lunara can't kill us. We just about pull it off, actually. Fairly close thing. Should have probably Ice Blocked earlier there and avoided some of that damage. But oh well, we just about squeezed through, so we won't complain too much. We'll take what we can get. And this is not too bad. We got the Bruiser Camp. We won the fight quite nicely in the end. Gonna nuke, obviously, the keep itself. Gonna hit that tower to the right-hand side as well. Maybe even minions if they're nearby. It doesn't look like it. That's always the nicest thing when you kill a minion wave with the nuke as well. Feels good. Feels real good. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good for us. Gonna start backing off. Blink heal out to Dahaka as we go. Not a problem. And yeah, ETC wants to take the Bruiser Camp. I'll go help him with that. And this is one of the great things about Brightwing is that it's really no investment for me to come over here and start doing the Bruiser Camp. We're perfectly free to do this. And we can get to any fight that erupts anywhere on the map thanks to our teleport. Now the disadvantage of Brightwing, of course, is that she doesn't really have much burst healing. She doesn't, you know, have as much like damage as Rhaegar does. You know, she's got a little bit of CC with Polymorph. It's fairly short. It's a fairly short radius though, very short range on that, so you can't use it to as aggressively as you could other things. So yeah, I mean, I think she's in a decent spot. I feel like Brightwing is a good like overall hero. She's a solid support. She's solid. She's not amazing by any means. She's definitely not as good overall as like Malfurion or Rhaegar would be. I don't think she's probably as good as Lucio. Or even like the secondary supports like Tassadar. I don't think she's as strong as those. But she's a good, solid support overall. And this is the sort of situation you want to use her in a game where you're going to be able to use her global. I'd say compared to the other globe, let's say Falstad and Dahaka, who are in this game, right? Falstad and Dahaka, they're both very strong solo heroes, right? They can 1v1 and win a lot of against a lot of heroes. They can also both push lanes quite aggressively and even push down structures fairly well. Brightwing can't really do that. You know, your global is much more of a soaking XP as opposed to, you know, winning a lane or pushing it aggressively, anything like that. Dahaka's gone very deep. The enemy team, by the way, just got 2 bosses, which is pretty damn good for them. We cleanse Dahaka out of that. He's just going to bide some time by burrowing. He does go down, though. Went a bit too aggressive. Of course, you know, that's the thing. Although Dahaka dies by going that aggressive, the enemy team invested so much into that it left Valera completely free to go and nuke and take out that top keep. Now we're in a little bit of trouble though, as they have quite a strong push coming in on our bottom keep. That's 2 nukes on our bottom keep, and a little bit of the boss pushing in as well. Falstad should have nuked them here. He actually got hit by the nuke as well, which isn't great. But Falstad should have fired off a defensive nuke right there. A bit of a mistake from him. You can see I was looking towards the Valera, potential of a flank. Actually got taunted by the Varian, so he took a bit of damage, but we were healthy enough that we didn't die. But yeah, Falstad should have thrown in a defensive nuke right there would have been fantastic. Throw it down, clear out that minion wave, clear out the boss, and stop, just zone out the enemy heroes, prevent them from pushing in. Might have actually saved the keep if he'd used the nuke on the keep. So that was definitely something that could have been done better. Daka's actually burrowed in behind. I haven't quite noticed this yet, which is a problem. Notice that they're fighting right now. Now with Illidan dead, it should be a pretty easy fight, and indeed it's going just fine for us. Polymorph the Vala, and we're able to push in and take her down. I probably should have, in hindsight, looking at this right now, like even, I don't know, like potentially, like again, we were clearing out the way. Fawcett didn't actually need to be there, but we probably could or should have been teleporting in a bit sooner right there. You know, we knew that the enemy team was on the run, they were weaker, and that we were really in the advantage right there, but should have been teleporting in nonetheless, just to back things up. ETC knockback, not cooperating with us. Gonna come and start healing up Blade. I mean, we've got 2 charges of Blink Heal. Might as well use those and get those cooldowns ticking. No harm in doing so. So you can see here, like, that's the Fawcett nuke, right? I think that was definitely an issue. Like, we could have used that nuke to maybe save a keep. Instead, you know, it helped us take out a fort a little bit quicker. That fort was going to die anyway. So it definitely could have been a better nuke. In fact, it probably would have been better saving that nuke, honestly, for nuking the keep walls here or something like that. Or just save it for a rainy day. I don't think that nuke did much. Certainly not as much as it could have on the defense. So that was kind of an interesting thing to me that I noticed in this game. Level 16 for Brightwing. One of her most interesting talent tiers. One of her best talent tiers, where you got a lot of cool choices going on. In this game, I went for Criterize, which is while a target is polymorphed, and again, polymorph lasts for 1.25 seconds, they have minus 25 armor, so increases the damage they take by 25%. I picked this up in this game, considering we've got Falstad, considering we've got Valera, just to help just explode someone. And they've got Rhaegar Bloodlust, like they've got no burst healing, right? Like they're so vulnerable to just being blown up. So that's why I went for it in this particular game. The other big option I was considering was Greater Polymorph, increasing the duration of Polymorph by 0.75 seconds. Very useful against Illidan as well. But I decided, considering the amount of burst damage that our team comp has and the lack of burst healing for the enemies, that this would be the best thing we could go for. We're just going to skate this out. In fact, Falstad doing the exact same thing. Going to come make sure Valera is okay. That's actually a pretty good Hungering Arrow from Vala. Does knock Valera out of stealth. And going to clear these catapults out in the bot lane. So both teams, it's actually a fairly even game. We are ahead, but I mean the enemy team is not so far behind that this is unwinnable by any means whatsoever. I mean, we're both down 1 keep. We've got level 20 to level 18, and we do hold 2 nukes currently, so that's why I say we are ahead. But the enemy team, you know, they're certainly not out of this yet. And I mean, Warhead Junction, it's a weird map. It's so hard to finish games on this because it's so goddamn big. And yeah, it should be pretty interesting. We've got a boss happening up here. Right, while my team make their way to the boss, instead of me running the whole way up the map, I'm actually going to be better off coming down bot lane, deep pushing this lane slightly, and then coming up. You'll notice I'm going to play this, I think, very, very passively. Because until I see Illidan, I can't be too aggressive here. Because if Illidan arrives, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass for me, right? Okay, so we see Illidan up top. Alright, at this point, things are fine. And again, just noticing, not paying too much attention to the lane here, mostly focusing on what's happening up top with the team, what's going on right there. That's the main thing to focus on. You can see, again, just being fairly passive in the lane. Doesn't matter if we miss out a little bit. In fact, then right in the 2 seconds that we looked away, slightly mistimed it, ETC almost died. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm going to teleport up, start healing him up. We need him to be healed up. You know, we do have level 20 advantage, but the enemy team could pick a fight right beside the boss, which is a pretty scary prospect. We definitely don't want to give them that. Bloodlust is pop. Valera on the run. And come in. We are actually popped cleanse on her, but it hit ETC, which is a big problem. So Valera almost dies, but she does just about survive. It's a really good mosh pit with Turbos. Trying to keep Falstad alive, doing what healing we can to him. He does ultimately go down. But that's 3 enemy heroes dead. That's 4 enemy heroes dead. And go us. This should be game right here off of that fight. Masturbate, says Blade. It was very well played by him, utilizing stealth, utilizing smoke bomb to the best of its potential, and a really, really, really good mosh pit from ETC. You know what? We're gonna make the excuse that by targeting ETC, they would have interrupted that mosh pit for sure. Yeah, it was a really good idea. I think one of those nukes missed. Yeah, one of those nukes missed. The center wasn't on the court. Pretty sure. Oh, by the way, we can see like there's a little extra play we were doing right there as well, in case you guys caught that or didn't catch it, which was, you know, when Blade and Valeera was flanking around, you know, we're trying to chase the Lunara, who's the last one alive. I did teleport onto her in the theory that we might actually, you know, catch Lunara out in a rotation. Of course, Max didn't get caught out of position at all. He was fine. He got killed in the last ditch, desperate attempt, and that's kind of slacking him off because he was teasing me for picking Brightwing at the start when Malf was up. I was like, oh yeah, well, Brightwing's OP, confirmed, thanks man. He of course meant Valeera. But yeah, pretty cool game, and I think that really did show, you know, the strengths of Brightwing. Yeah, there's a couple of mechanical errors here and there. But I mean, it really did show the strengths of Brightwing. You can see, by the way, lost a fucking disconnected in a draft, lost 600 points. Feels really bad, and had a bit of a losing streak as well. It was not a good day for me. It was not a good day. I think I lost 2,000 points in one day. Climbed up a good bit since then, of course. But yeah, it'll take a little bit of work to get back to where we were, which kind of sucks. But I do feel, I hope, give it a thumbs up, guys, if you like that, actually. But I think that does show quite a bit of where Brightwing fits in at the moment, because she does have a very specific niche, and you know that's why I really have not been playing much Brightwing, and why you probably haven't seen many Brightwings in the games, or why I've been fairly critical of a couple of the Brightwing picks I have seen. You know, she's just not as relevant in the current meta as she was before. It's probably what I would say. You know, the other supports have kind of outstripped her a little bit. I think she's a good, solid support, but she's not like first pick potential like Malf is by any means. But yeah, as you saw in this game, she works incredibly well in tandem with ganking heroes. She also works very well on a big map like Warhead, where you can make use of the global to just create split pressure, back up lanes, answer the rotations. I mean, that's the thing. Warhead is so big that, you know, the global from Brightwing in this case worked out really nicely. Because, you know, okay, the enemy team makes a big, like, 2 or 3 man rotation. You can go and counter that so effortlessly with phase shift, and it costs you very little, whereas it costs them a lot of, you know, running time in order to come across the map, and leaves your team free to do things around the rest of the map then as well. And then you probably even get to that fight before the enemy team does get their 3 heroes down. So that's kind of a cool thing. And yeah, I feel like this was a really, really good draft for Brightwing as well. You know, we had Illidan picked on the enemy team, so we had the polymorph against him. We had Valeera and Falstad in our team, even Dahak and ETC. So we had lots of pick potential, lots of globals, lots of big rotations that we could join in with and capitalize it. Lots of those gank potentials I was talking about. Lots of squishy heroes on the enemy team as well. Lots of easy kill targets. I mean, we killed Rhaegar, we killed Vala. We didn't really kill Lunara. I mean, I don't count that one at the end. That doesn't count, you know, when the game's over anyway. I don't know. We almost killed Varian. I think I fucked that up. We almost killed Lunara early on in the game, and I fucked that up too. Oh, feels bad. Feels real bad. Oh well. But yeah, it's it fit really well. And then we still had the cleanse as well for the Varian, which was used to limited success. Let's say that. The last one, the final cleanse of the game, you know, where we cleansed CTC instead of Valeera. I think that was understandable. That was just a bit, you know, the mouse gets a little bit funky sometimes in terms of the hero prioritization with ETC sliding in. It just slightly missed. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, potentially I did have my mouse over ETC. Potentially the game went a bit wonky. Can do that sometimes. Doesn't really matter either way. You guys can check if you want and laugh at me or commiserate, whichever one you like. And yeah, I mean, we could have gone Emerald Wind as well. That would have been possible for sure. I think that Blink Heal was the better choice though overall. I definitely trend towards picking Blink Heal nearly every time on Brightwing. I'm not a big Emerald Wind fan. It would have worked okay in this game because, I mean, they had Bloodlust, right? So it's a good disengage tool from Bloodlust. Unnecessary though, I think, ultimately, because we had Falstad with Mighty Gust, so we're kind of fine, and Valeera is an expert at running away. So I don't think we needed Emerald Wind, which is why I didn't take it. Blink Heal, it enables you to just do a few tricky things, you know, escape from some situations, be a bit more aggressive. I think it synergizes really well with that sort of aggressive teleporting playstyle that I kind of like, you know, because you can teleport in fairly aggressively, and then it's not like, oh shit, well, yeah, I joined Valeera and we gank someone on their side of the lane. You know, with Blink Heal, it's like you can Blink Heal on out of there and it's just fine. Whereas, you know, with Emerald Wind, it's kind of like, well, shit, I'm going to just like slowly stroll away. Hope they don't come and gank me. That's kind of what I feel about that. But yeah, the builds, just to end the video out, Hyper Shift at 1, just for the size of the map and the nature of the... Basically, we were really picking Brightwing very much so for her global in this game. On a couple of levels, so making that as effective as possible with Hyper Shift. I have to say that, you know, she's got multiple good level 1 talents. And this isn't the only Brightwing build, but this is the best one, I think, for this particular game. Arcane Barrage at level 4 for a bit safer wave clear, and then also for some interrupts on the nuke channels, and then also as well, you know, scouting too. Bear that in mind. I didn't mention that, but you can use the Q to, it gives you vision, so you can scout out vents and brushes and stuff. You saw me doing that a couple of times in this game. Cleanse at level 7, of course, against Varian. It's just a no-brainer. In fact, you even pick the Hunt as well, so it's kind of useful against that. Blink Heal, level 10, for extra mobility and extra spot healing. Just top people up as quickly as possible. We use that quite a bit on Valeera to really help her be effective. Ice Block at level 13 to protect myself from dives from Illidan and things like that. It's kind of, in the last fight, I think as well, when I cleansed the ETC in that final fight, I was just kind of fucking panicking. I just pressed all the buttons, and I think I Ice Blocked myself as well. I kind of had a laugh about that after the game. But yeah, I think I did get the cleanse off, and then I Ice Blocked. I actually... When I walked out of that game, I thought I hadn't used cleanse. I thought I just ice blocked myself because I was like, shit, Valeera didn't get cleansed out of the taunt. I really fucked that up. I just used ice block. In fact, I cleansed the ETC and used ice block, I think. So, yeah. Cool, go me. Criterize at level 16, reducing the target's armor by 25 when they're polymorphed. Just fitting in with that blow up potential. And then Storm Shield at level 20, which I didn't mention. But just to give 20% max health shield for 3 seconds. Just work really well against Bloodlust. Basically, they do a big Bloodlust engage if we don't have Mighty Gust available, or if we're actually going to take the fight for a few seconds before we Mighty Gust. Hey, boom, Storm Shield. That shield's going to be really effective against that big Bloodlust engage. Also help against the AoE nature of Lunara and, you know, Illidan target switching and stuff. We should get a lot of value out of that big shield. And we had a lot of, you know, high HP heroes as well, so it worked good in that sense. And yeah, there you go, guys. That is the Brightwing build for this game. And look at Brightwing. A great hero, a fun hero. Not the most relevant in the current meta, but still a fun one nonetheless. Yeah, thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up again if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye-bye.